Please rise. The Court of the Danish Judicial Circuit Criminal Division is now in session. The Honorable Judge Teague presiding.
Everyone but the jury may be seated. Mr. McBride, please swear in the jury.
Please raise your right hand.
All right, guys, do it. You gotta be standing. Jury.
Wait, I'm not the jury.
Do you solemnly swear to affirm that you will truly listen to this case and render a true verdict and a fair sentence as to this defendant?
I do.
You may be seated.
Members of the jury, your duty today will be to determine whether the defendant is guilty or not guilty based on facts and evidence provided in this case. The prosecution must prove that a crime was committed and that the defendant is the person who committed the crime. However, if you are not satisfied of the defendant's guilt to that extent, then reasonable doubt exists and the defendant must be found not guilty. Mr. McBride, what is today's case?
Your Honor, today's case is the Mirror versus Beowulf.
Is the prosecution ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. My name is Violet Payne. I, alongside my colleagues, will be defending Grendel. Grendel is a lost and used creature that was always judged by all. I am charging Beowulf with 1 count felony manslaughter and 1 count defamation of character against family of Grendel of the Mere. Whenever Grendel was a small child, he had an axe thrown at him by the king of Heorot. Despite him being unarmed and injured, Grendel nearly died that day if it wasn't for his mother coming to save him. Since then, Grendel and the kingdom of the Hrothgar have spared with each other. Hrothgar was wrong to attempt to kill Grendel. Grendel then attacked Hrothgar's kingdom. This was wrong to do as well. Some witnesses will tell you Grendel and Hrothgar both believe that what they are doing is right, but in fact, what they did was both wrong. There is an outsider, Beowulf, who has never been wronged by Grendel, taking it upon himself to murder Grendel for the fame and glory, rather than believing what he is doing is right. You will hear from 3 witnesses, Unferth the dragon and Grendel's mother. They will each testify how Beowulf is not righteous and just wants power. They will testify how Beowulf wrongfully murdered and defamed Grendel. Beowulf plotted to have Grendel do the one of his regular attacks, but conspired to have Hrothgar's men take sleep. The fact will show Beowulf purposely entrapped Grendel and then went out of his way to purposely kill him. The facts will show Beowulf then tortured Grendel by ripping his arm off, forcing him to sing and whispering nonsense into Grendel's ear. The witnesses will tell you that Beowulf believed Grendel needs to be killed for peace. Then why did he torture him unnecessarily? You will hear how Beowulf was then rewarded by becoming king and how Beowulf murdered Grendel to become king, to bring peace. The witness will tell you if Beowulf had defended Grendel's character, he would not have become king, yet he detained him so he would be more likely to become king. The facts will show that Beowulf had the audacity and the nerve to steal Grendel's head as a souvenir and try to paint Grendel as the bad guy, despite Grendel being the one provoked into the situation. The witnesses will tell you how Grendel was forced to be the way he is, had no choice. Beowulf had a choice, and he chose to kill Grendel. People of the jury will look at the fact, and the fact is it was not self-defense because Beowulf purposely lured Grendel in himself in danger instead of retreating, and the evidence will show Beowulf did, in fact, beyond a reasonable doubt, murder Grendel wrongfully. Beowulf did, in fact, beyond a reasonable doubt, paint Grendel as a villain to cover his own motives and get fame and becoming king. We will ask the jury to find Beowulf guilty beyond this reasonable doubt of defamation and wrongful murder. The evidence will provide and will prove this to be so. I just want to ask you a question. Have you ever been lonely? Well, that is exactly how Grendel felt. You have these men partying every night, and Grendel has nobody, not even his mother, because he couldn't understand her. So he gets lonely. Sometimes when you finally understand people and all they do is attack you, when you constantly have people telling you what to be and that you are a monster, you are going to be treated like a monster, you are going to act like one. Thank you.
Your Honor, members of the jury, my name is Jaden, the co-counsel, and I represent Grendel's mother, Zamir, in this case. So I'm here as a Beowulf's attorney, and today I'm going to be proving why Beowulf is innocent. What Grendel did was pure terror to the townspeople, and he should not be justified by his terrorist acts. Grendel murdered so many innocent people and destroyed a whole civilization. There's no valid reasoning for Grendel's terroristic acts on the town, which is mostly narrow. Beowulf killing off Grendel was a heroic act, and we should appreciate that Beowulf was heroic enough to assassinate a mass murderer. And for all we know, Grendel could have caused more destruction, caused more terror in the livelihoods of people, and more fear and deaths. Beowulf is a hero who risked his life to defend us from the evil-spirited Grendel himself. Beowulf should not have to pay for any time what he did when he brought peace from more destruction of Grendel and possibly even more lives as well. I hereby stand with Beowulf and see him as an innocent man that protected many lives and shall not be shunned freedom for defeating a terrorist who put many people's lives in complete danger. Beowulf should be a free man and should be honored for such bravery. Thank you.
Prosecution, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call Grendel's mother to the stand.
Will the witness please stand to be sworn in by the bailiff?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I did.
Alex, will you go up to the front?
Please state your name for the court.
Grendel's mother.
How are you feeling when Grendel left the house the night of the attack?
I was very nervous that he was gone and was not sure where he was.
Please tell us how Grendel was acting when he came home, and did he say who had ripped his arm off?
No, he did not say, and he was acting very different as he came.
Was your son warming with Vanbuskirk when he was younger?
No, he was not.
Do you think Beowulf is righteous, and even if he is, would that excuse his murder and defamation?
A murderer is not righteous. You cannot be a righteous murderer. You can be strong and fake kindness on the outside, but if you are just using it to gain power, then you are not righteous. Righteous or not, a murder is murder and he must be punished.
Was Beowulf's actions self-defense?
It is not something to go out of your way to travel to Heorot in order to kill someone on purpose. He went there to kill Grendel, not to defend himself. He purposely lured Grendel in and wanted Grendel to go near him. He did not retreat before using lethal force. It was not self-defense.
When you saw Beowulf after he killed your son, what did Beowulf look like?
He was very hurt and
Eyewitness, number 6. Yes, it is. It's actually his question. Yes, it is. I'm literally looking at it. Beowulf looked at me.
Sounds like.
I really am proud of what he just did.
Thank you.
Okay, step down. Prosecution, you may call your second witness.
I call Untitled to the stand.
Will the witness please stand to be sworn in by the bailiff?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I move.
Can you please state your name for the court?
Why did you help when Beowulf and Grendel started fighting?
I didn't want to be a part of it, so I didn't intervene.
Are you jealous of Beowulf?
I admire Beowulf's physical strength, but I am not jealous of Beowulf's character. Beowulf just wants fame and glory. I have contented myself with what I have, but Beowulf wanted to be king, and nothing was going to get in his way.
Have you killed someone before?
My brother, I was once like Beowulf, wanting power, and I didn't want to share it with him. I have learned since then, what I did was wrong, and I have been punished for it. And I have to live with it every day. Beowulf, however, has killed Grendel, who didn't even know him. Grendel, who has never wronged, is unjustifiable.
What was Beowulf like when he came to Rot?
Very high-strung and self-absorbed, all about himself. He just wanted the king.
Did Grendel spare Withlaw's life?
Yes, he did. I saw it with my own eyes. And he had the chance to kill her, and yet he chose to let her live.
What do you mean by nothing gets in his way?
Beowulf is going to kill and slander to get his way to the top. He wouldn't kill something for good if it didn't give him power.
Thank you.
You may step down. Prosecution, you may call your third witness.
The dragons.
Will the witness please stand to be sworn in by the bailiff?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Will you please state your name for the court?
The dragon.
Did Grendel kill many of Heorot's people? Did he deserve it?
I know that it was Grendel and Hrothgar's feud, not Beowulf's. Beowulf should not have killed Grendel. It was up to Hrothgar's people, not an outsider. Grendel has never wronged Beowulf. It is wrongful for Beowulf to kill Grendel.
Did Beowulf have the choice to kill
Yes.
Grendel?
Beowulf did. He had the option to not kill Grendel, yet he wrongfully murdered Grendel. He knew what is wrong, what is right and wrong. He chose to travel to Heorot to kill Grendel.
Is it true that you know everything? Did you see this happening in the future?
Yes, it is true. I saw Beowulf having a choice and he killed Grendel.
Is Beowulf qualified to enforce the law?
Beowulf is not a resident of Hrothgar's kingdom. Beowulf is a vigilant and must be punished. You cannot kill someone because you do not like them and their actions.
Did Grendel have a choice to do good?
Grendel was forced to attack Hrothgar. He was never given the chance to do good. They tried to make him a monster, but they were the ones who became monsters.
Is Beowulf guilty and why?
Beowulf is guilty because fate had determined it. I am the all-knowing dragon. I know all there is, and I know that Beowulf murdered Grendel because he wanted glory, not because he is righteous. I know that Beowulf mocked Grendel's name as a scapegoat to make himself look better.
Thank you.
You may step down. Defense, you may call your first witness.
I would like to call a witness.
Will the witness please stand to be sworn in by the bailiff?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
All right, my first question is, who are you?
I'm really glad.
What role do you play in Beowulf's life?
I don't remember that.
You're his cousin.
I'm his cousin.
All right, how would you describe the suspect, Beowulf?
A strong man. He was pretty good. I would say he's a good guy.
So would you say he's fighting for power or because he wants to help others?
I would say he's fighting because he, loves.
Is there a specific reason you feel this way about him or just...
This is how I think about Beowulf.
Alright. Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions for me.
Okay, you may step down. Defense, you may call your second witness.
I would like to call Hrothgar.
Will the witness please stand to be sworn in by the bailiff?
Would you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. But I ain't reading off no Chromebook because I don't need a script.
Do you mind telling me who you are?
I'm King Rothgar for Rob.
And how do you know Beowulf?
So long. That's not lowercase.
And how do you know Beowulf?
Because his dad wants up in, up north. You know, that is a good family, by the way. They are
What did you think? What did you think of his father?
real tough, man. He's a good fella, and his whole family is.
All right. And how did you come to meet Beowulf?
Well, actually, Beowulf come to beat me. That's the funny thing, because he come down and he heard about all this ruckus. That nasty monster was
He side-eyed me.
my count. All the people, my count, right? You get that?
So, did Beowulf say anything about coming with the intention to kill him, or just coming with the intention to help you with whatever you need?
Well, you know, I helped his dad. His dad passed away. He's paying off that debt for his dad. He really just came to help.
So he's coming to help. He's not coming to kill anybody.
This man is the
He's not coming
Hercules
with
of
the
my
intention-
time, okay? Nobody can beat this beast with big claws, okay? All my men are dying, like, you know.
Okay, and what exactly led to you needing the help from Beowulf?
Like I said, Beowulf is the Hercules of my time. I just know it. Very strong.
What events caused you to want to call for Beowulf's help?
My city is burning down to the ground.
Was there anyone specific you saw or know who actually is a cause or reason for why your city felt and was in
Yeah,
the state it was?
Grendel,
And what exactly did he do?
he tiptoed in my meat hall, and just killed all these nice, innocent people having a party.
Do you know how many there were exactly?
Why did you answer that? No.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions for King Hrothgar.
Thank you.
You may step down.
I think we slayed that one.
Defense, you may call your third witness.
We will.
What if he's not here at the moment?
Just go ahead and do Beowulf.
Okay. I would like to call Beowulf.
Will the witness please stand to be sworn in by the bailiff?
Would you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Would you like to tell me your name and who you are?
I'm Beowulf. I'm just really cool.
Alright. What was the reasoning for you wanting to come to Iraq?
Well, came here, he helped my dad a long time ago. And the people were suffering, so I had to come and help assist them.
Did he give you any specific talk on why you were coming, like what had happened, what had led to him wanting and needing your help?
Well, he told me that all his men were dying because this nasty beast was killing all his people.
And so does that not technically imply that you came over with the intention of helping the people and not actually coming over to try and steal the place as king?
Absolutely.
And what exactly happened on the night of the accident?
Well, I was having a good old time, you know. Having a good old time, and then all of a sudden, this nasty beast he interrupts this party, this great party this man started. He starts a ruckus, he wrecks the party. Next thing I know, I'm ripping this man's arm off, and he's running off into the swamp.
So did you take action as trying to harm, hurt, or do anything else before you decided to start going after him?
Yes, he did.
And after you started to go after him, what exactly did you do?
Ripped his arm off.
And did you feel that this was justified?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because he's a terrible man, a terrible beast.
Did he kill anybody in front of you?
See, you don't even know.
Yeah, we got quarantine, you know, yes. See, buddy?
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions for Beowulf.
You may step down. Both the prosecution and defense have now rested their cases. The attorneys will now present their final arguments. Prosecution, you may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Member of the jury, today I have heard testimony about Grendel, and I would like to remind you of some important information that you should consider in your decisions. People of the jury, I have heard from our witness about how Beowulf is guilty. What we
Don't lose the
heard
crown.
from the defense witness is uncredible. Hrothgar wanted another king to be his ally in times of trouble, so he had gone out of his way to help Beowulf keep out of trouble. Wiglaf is a relative of Beowulf, and the dramatic code supports sticking with your family. So Wiglaf is only going to testify to save his kin, not because he believes in innocence. We hope you find, beyond a reasonable doubt, the fact that shows that Beowulf did in fact murder Grendel, and then proceed to defame Grendel in order to become king. Grendel was tortured and brutalized by Beowulf while being attacked by swords and unnecessary cruelty, which a righteous person would not do. Even if you are righteous on the outside, it does not exclude necessarily going out of your way to murder someone. The facts have shown it was not self-defense. Beowulf purposely went there to lure Grendel in. It was a feud between Hrothgar and Grendel, derived from an axe being thrown at Grendel. As a witness have been testified, Beowulf had no right to come as an outsider and murder Grendel, who has never wronged him. The evidence proves Beowulf premeditation and wrongfully killed Grendel, while before elimination, Grendel we hope to render a verdict of guilty of all charges. Please find the defendant Beowulf guilty of all charges. Thank you for your time.
Defense, you may proceed with your closing argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. Members of the jury, today you have heard the testimony about Beowulf. I would like to remind you that some of the important information that you should consider in your decision. These facts include the fact that you heard Beowulf himself state he came with no intention but to help the people of the city. He came with no previous knowledge of anything else except for the fact that the king had helped out his father in the past and anything else. He comes to the city and he hears about this great beast and this great monster that keeps coming through. He never saw him, had anything to do with him. So finally one night this man comes to town and he decides he's going to start going on another rampage as he's done before. And he goes on and he grabs a man right in front of Beowulf. He tears him apart, eats him up, and Beowulf decided that he tried to grab Beowulf. Beowulf decided he was going to not be okay with that and cut the arm off that he was holding him with. So therefore, I think after being attacked, even if you can't justify everything else, self-defense in itself is enough to imply that he was right in trying to attack Grendel after he attacked him, trying to kill him and eat his head off, and pretty much grabbing him in his hand, telling him that he was ready for him to die. Therefore, I think it was a much justified killing of the monster. Please find the defendant, Beowulf, not guilty of charges. Thank you for your time.
Members of the jury, you have heard all the testimony concerning this case. It is now up to you to determine the facts. You and you alone are the judges of the fact. Once you decide what facts the evidence proves, you must then apply the law as I give it to you to the facts as you find them. In just a moment, the bailiff will escort you out of the room to decide a verdict. Whatever verdict you render must be unanimous, which means that each and every person must agree on the same verdict. The bailiff will now escort you to the deliberation room.
Yeah.
So what do you want me to do? Just make some. So terrible.
I object.
You're lucky I wasn't here. Jury's not this thing because y'all
Jury's
went
not
down.
Everything's all wrong.
Oh wait, I never heard the freaking. That was a crucial part of the time. Needs to step up. If Joe knew the answers, it would not have the whole thing.
Listen, I was put into this role.
Yes,
The
Joe was
reason she asked me
unexpectedly
that
vulnerable.
question is because I was like very indirectly trying to get you to say you killed someone in front of you, but you were even as
Well, I was have some time.
See, I feel like that information should be used.
Yeah, but in Joe's defense, he wasn't supposed to be Beowulf.
Yeah, also.
Oh, is Rothgar back?
Rothgar is out
Three
there
black guys, 3 white guys.
talking to them, that's not allowed.
All I said was, you know what the funny thing is? I'm king and when I say goes, so that's all I meant.
You know what I think? I think we're more
Not always,
diverse. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
We're a more diverse section. If
You know what this calls for? Another trial. Watch this. If things go wrong, I think we nailed it.
I think Tyler was the only one easy for me to question because he was the only one.
I will give it to you, Tyler knew what he was talking about.
No, I wasn't even asking that question.
Part 2 wasn't here.
You were the two. You were better than Riley. I couldn't even talk to him. Riley was just like, yeah.
We would have solid.
I'm on the fly, bro. I was just hoping that you answer.
All right. Oh, thank you.
All rise.
Jury, have you reached a verdict? All right, what say you?
So, say, we, the jury, in the case of Mir versus Beowulf,
Wait, what?
we, the jury,
We jury in the case of
the Mir versus Beowulf,
Mir versus Beowulf.
find the defendant
Find the defendant
Guilty!
guilty.
guilty.
Thank you, jury, for your service today. Court is adjourned.
You're going away.
I have my changes listed for the report.